What we need to do with the makeup is we have them sit down and have them do their own base makeup, which is not like any other show. I mean, they have to have a similar color with their unitard and with their hair, their wig, so they put on a base by themselves.
The next step is to do the eyes. We'll do some lines up here to make the eye come up, and some lines down here so that the eye has a upward slanting motion instead of it's a human eye which goes this way. Then we'll go down and we'll make a muzzle around this area. Some muzzles will be small and just be above the lip, and some will come down all the way to the chin.
And then we have them come in and we put on their lines. And it's like an assembly line. So, so then we sit them down and do their lines, and then we have them go in and we have them powder their faces. And then they have to brush it all off, then they spray it, and it kind of sets like a mask, which is really cool, so that when they rub up against each other, they don't smear the makeup and such. It's not like any other show in that, you know, they have to basically change their whole, you know, ambiance as a cat, just so they look like a cat. But what we have to be sure of when we do the makeup is that their features, their human features also come through. Their eyes, their smile, stuff like that. So each makeup is completely different. And it's changed throughout 20 years of the history of this show so that it's very, very detailed to each person.
The very first thing we did was get measurements from everybody, and then we made or bought unitards, blank unitards for each of the cats, and from there we dyed them, and then we totally hand painted them. Each cat had their own personality, so each and every one is different.
Love this. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah,
She did a nice job.
She did a beautiful job. Really
enjoyed
it. I bet.
It really is different once you get everything on. Once you get the costume on, once you get the wig on. I noticed that actually when we started rehearsals versus when we had our first dress rehearsal.
What's interesting is each piece comes together. The hair comes together with the makeup, and then we have the makeup and hair coming together with the costume. And what I'm doing when I'm zhuzhing and I'm getting, you know, okay, this needs to be this needs to be this. It's for the basic acting in the show. Every little piece makes her character, which is interesting because in some shows that doesn't happen. So Cats is kind of a different thing where, you know, the dress has to be a certain length and shiny because she was the glamour cat. And the, you know, stockings are down on one leg, so it makes her look a little torn and tattered. And she has these cute, you know, boots that give her a whole nother character feel. And like the bows in her hair give her another flair. So everything comes together, and it's wonderful to see all the detail that Judy has put into this to make it such an interesting piece, just like an art piece. So it gives her, you know, a London feel, and she's like tattered and torn, but she still's got the glitter in here. It's just perfect. It's wonderful to see. There she is.
So by the end of the journey, we had this great show that I never even expected. I mean, I would tend to say that this is even better than when I did it on tour, because everyone was so into it and so is just willing to go out there and really tell the story and dance all the dances to their fullest. Something that I think that we kind of lost sometimes on tour because we had been doing it so long. That everyone's just so excited, and I'm really proud of how far we've come from that first day.
There's a certain kind of adrenaline kick right before everyone goes on stage. You know, it's kind of like you want to step back and say, no, I don't want to go yet, but at the same time, you're anticipating so much. Everyone's so anxious to see what the audience is going to do and how they're going to react, and it's quite an adventure. You know, it's like jumping into the big pool without knowing how to swim, but eventually, you know, you're out there and all of a sudden you're swimming and you feel comfortable, and it becomes, you know, probably one of the most interesting experiences of anyone's life if they ever experience being on stage in front of people. It's really a high adrenaline kick right before you go on. And for some people that happens every night. For some people it's old hat. So it's a very cool thing. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
I think it's going to be great, but it's been pretty amazing, tough process. A lot of hard work, but everybody's doing great, so the Jellicle Ball will open on time.
Come to the